Hey, welcome to One-on-One with Jim Swilley. I'm going to tell you something. They don't call it Hotlanta for nothing. It is hot here in the city today. But I'm down in beautiful and historic Fourth Ward Park. If you'll notice that little waterfall that's right over there, that's what they call Ponce de Leon Springs, and that's why the street is named Ponce de Leon. If you're from Atlanta, you say Ponce de Leon. Everywhere else in the world, they say Ponce de Leon. But that little spring in this park was the site of a very famous amusement park and health spa that was here in Victorian times. And people used to come here from all over the world to bathe in the waters and to just enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the city. It fell into disrepair some years later, and now it's been renovated and restored, and it's just beautiful. And right over there, they're building Ponce City Market that's in the old Sears and Roebuck building, which I feel very nostalgic about. I do have some good news. Last time we talked, I had just come from the hospital, and I was telling you about someone who was very dear to me, is very dear to me, who was there, and some of the things that we've shared. And I'm happy to report that he's really had a miracle. That's the word that the doctors and the nurses have used. So, I don't know, just being here in this park, named after Ponce de Leon, who searched for the fountain of eternal youth, eternal life, and this is his namesake here. But it does make me think about life and health and believing for possibilities. This was really cool. Last night, I took the Midtown congregation, because what I'm doing is I'm phasing out Church in the Now East and Church in the Now Midtown. I'm bringing it all together, and I'm moving the entire operation not only into the city, but really out of the church system. And we're going more with the Christ system, more with the Jesus system, less with the organization, more with just the good news. And to know that the good news isn't only limited to what Jesus said. And the scripture says the knowledge of the Lord fills all the earth as the waters cover the sea. So I'm really excited about that. Anyway, as we're wrapping up the dimension known as Church in the Now Midtown, which we've had for about 3 years, and it's a great group of people, and I've thoroughly enjoyed every minute that we've had together. But here at the historic Fox Theater, they do a film series every summer with classics. And like this year, they're showing the original King Kong and Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz and Double Indemnity and Philadelphia Story, and I'll probably be at all of them because I'm a cinephile. But I wanted to take the congregation, anybody that could go, I wanted to take them to the opening night of the festival. And it just so happened that the opening film was Field of Dreams. And I just found that so serendipitous. It was just so great that we got to go see that, because there's so much prophetic implication in that movie. If you think that movie's about baseball, then you're kind of short-sighted. It's really about much more than that. Baseball is kind of a metaphor for a bigger reality. But anyway, this was cool. You know how I've taught for years that in Genesis, God brought the animals to Adam to see what he would name them, and whatever Adam called them, that's what God called them. God didn't say, this is a zebra, Adam, deal with it. He said, what do you think it is? If Adam had said it's an aardvark, then God would have said it's an aardvark. Now, I personally don't get hung up on whether that was a literal story or not. The point of the story is that whoever God is, whatever you call God, higher power, intelligent design, or whatever, that entity, I call him God. I use that pronoun him, but I understand that God's a bigger concept even than gender. But for sake of conversation, I'll call God him. Whoever he is, he has invited us into the process of creation with him. The ultimate act of creativity is that the Creator created other creators. So that little piece about God bringing the animals to Adam to see what he would name them, that has a broader meaning. It means that God brings you a life. He brings you a day. He brings you a circumstance to you to see what you will name it, and whatever you call it, that's what God will call it. That's why you have scriptures like, I set before you life and death, blessing and cursing, therefore choose life, that you may live. In other words, in any situation, you could call it a blessing or you could call it a curse, and whatever you call it, that's what it's going to be. So anyway, I try to practice that every day. Whatever happens, whatever little aggravations come my way, little snags, little just hassles of life, I'm going to choose to call them a blessing. And when I call them a blessing, they become a blessing. If I call them a curse, then they become a curse. So I was trying to buy a block of tickets for Field of Dreams for the Midtown Church. I was buying them on the website, the theater website. And I kept running into a hassle because I was using a different credit card, which meant I had a different billing address than what I'd already used there. And once, you buy something there, which I have bought tickets before, then you're already on their file or whatever. So it was the kind of thing where I could have stayed with it longer than the hour that I had already spent on it. But I said, you know what, I think this is really starting to stress me out. I'm going to let it go for tonight. I'm going to call this a blessing. Somehow the fact that I'm not able to get online and do this there's a blessing in this. So I just got up yesterday morning and I went to the box office. I had to go pick up my parents to go visit my uncle who's in the hospital, take them to see him. But on my way there, I stopped by the box office, and lo and behold, it was like $70 cheaper to buy the block of tickets in person, because when you buy them online, there's a processing fee. Well, I hadn't even thought about that. So just by calling the thing a blessing, and it wasn't out of my way. I mean, I just live around the corner from the theater. I saved $70 there, and so I called it a blessing. It became a blessing. So I came right down the street, right over across the street here to the car wash that I always use, and I was in a hurry because, like I said, I was trying to go pick up my parents, and the guy came out and he said, "We've somehow locked your keys in your car. Can you come out and do the code?" Well, I don't have a code for my car. I have a little fob thing like this, and if you have it on your person, you just run your finger down the window and it opens, and I love that because I hear the Jetsons theme in my head when I do that. Anyway, I said, I don't have a code to it. I said, how are you going to get in my car? And I could tell I was getting stressed out, and I was starting to, I don't know, get a little diva-ish. And I looked at these guys, it's so hot out there, and they're working so hard to try to make me happy. And I thought, all right, I'm going to let this become a blessing. So I walked away, and I said, I now choose to call this a blessing and not a curse. Well, just like that, the manager comes out with whatever that apparatus is that you unlock car doors with. He unlocked it. Suddenly, I'm on my way. They finish it up. The guy walks back over to me and says, here's my card. Next time you come in, because we inconvenienced you, get a free car wash. So there was two things just yesterday morning, even before I made it to my parents' house, that had already become a blessing, and I believe they became a blessing because I called them a blessing. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. So on this beautiful day, as hot as it is, and I'm about to get out of this weather and go get something cold to drink, but this little park represents life, and it represents possibilities, and it represents health, and I want to speak this to you. I had some other things that I was going to say, but I just want to talk about the good and the positive and the just and the pure and the lovely and the good report. Not that I wasn't going to say something positive. I was just going to take care of some other business. But once I got out here in the sunshine and knew that you were logged on, I just wanted to talk about joyful stuff. I want to talk up the good stuff. Jesus said, I came to give you abundant life. And I don't know about you, but I plan on getting mine. Anyway, I'm going to be at the Covington location this coming Sunday. I'll be doing this series, this transitional series called Moving from a Monument to a Movement. It's going to be really good. It's helping us. This series I'm doing is the linchpin between what has been Church in the Now and what will now become Metron. And those of you that hear my voice and are in covenant with me will really want to know all about this. It's going to be great. And, I've put it out there. This is the greatest thing I've ever taught. So I'm going to have to step up and make it be the greatest that I've ever taught. And I expect that it will be. It's going to be an awesome weekend. I'm glad that it's summertime. I'm glad that we're connected here at One-on-One. And I want you to have a really, really awesome day. All right? Talk to you later.